and welcome to I Learn English. My name is Jed. I will be your tour guide of the English language. This lesson is about one word. Yep, this entire lesson is dedicated to only one word, and that word is get. If you have any experience studying English, you probably think, gosh, get means everything. And you're kind of right. There are a lot of different contexts and ways that Americans use get in everyday speech. We're going to take a look at that. As always, I will explain first in English e depois eu explico em português. So, let's start. To start, I'd like to point out that get has a lot of different uses, both formal and some are more informal. One of the reasons that get has so many meanings, and also if you've studied English, you've also probably seen phrasal verbs. And the reason why is because English is what linguists call a satellite-based language, as opposed to, say, a motion-based language, such as Latin languages. And that's why English has so many prepositions and particles that follow their verbs. I made a couple examples down here to point out the difference between how English addresses motion and how other languages address motion. And here's the first example. In English, if you live in an apartment building or for any reason you have to use stairs and you're going down them, oh, I just said it, I go down the stairs. That's how we say it in English. In Portuguese, you would say, eu desço as escadas. I descend the stairs. Sure, we could say I descend the stairs in English, but that is beyond formal. We've talked about that. That's kind of like when we talked about disembark with the in, on, at, when we talked about get on, get off, get in, get out. Yeah, I could say I disembark. I could say I descend the stairs, but that's just not how the average American speaks. So that's the first thing to keep in mind with regard to get, that English is a satellite-based language, and that's why we use so many particles and phrasal verbs and prepositions following verbs, is because we're a satellite-based language. Something else to keep in mind is that English is what we call an SVO, or subject, verb, object based language. And that ordering is key. And it is also key that we include all three elements. For example, I like pizza. We have that subject, verb, object. She loved it, subject, verb, object. It's almost never correct to form a sentence, construction, or thought with just a subject and verb, such as I like or I get. We need to have some kind of object following that for the English speaker to get the proper context and know what you're talking about. There are some exceptions. Say if you're answering a question, have you seen the movie? I have. Did you like it? I did. But that context is already provided in those conversations. So forming a new thought or a new idea or constructing a new sentence, you need to have that object as well as a subject and verb. So that's something else to keep in mind. First, we're going to examine get as a verb. As a verb, it has multiple definitions, and that definition will depend on context. The first context is to receive. Did you get the email I sent you? Did you receive it? Next, we have to buy, purchase, acquire, obtain. I'm going to get a new car next week. Then we have like to bring. Oh no, I forgot your jacket. I'll go get it right now. What that person really means is, I will go bring you your jacket. I'll retrieve your jacket for you. We hear that also in say, a restaurant. Oh, I forgot your Coke. I'll go get it now. And what the server is really saying is, I will retrieve it. I will go back, acquire it, and bring it to you. Another definition is to understand. I studied my English all day, and now I totally get it. Again, we can't just say get, we have to say now I totally get it. A couple more. We use it in a way very similar to have. and this comes from older English. You can just say, I have a dog and two cats, or two cats and a dog. It's equally correct, and you hear it a lot with native speakers. We don't really make a difference because we get it because we were raised with it. To say, I've got two dogs and a cat. They're equally correct, and the average American will use them interchangeably. Finally, we have to grab or pick up. She dropped her keys. Can you get them for her? What the speaker is really saying is, can you grab them for her? Can you pick them up for her? So those are the main uses of get as a verb. A funny thing happens to get when it's followed by an adjective. When it's followed by an adjective, it's similar to become or transform in some way or change in some way. Let's check out a few examples. The car is starting to get dirty. You need to clean it. So dirt, dust, leaves are starting to cover the car. You need to clean it. It's getting dirty. It's changing from clean to dirty. The next example, it's starting to get cold. Maybe later in the day, it was warm earlier. Now it's starting to get cold. It's changing from warm to cold. When somebody is sick, I hope he gets better soon. What we're really saying is we hope the person becomes better soon. It's also very commonly used with marriage. They're getting married next month. Another common way it's used is with lost, when you don't know where you are. I got lost when I traveled to Madrid. The last example, the child got bigger as he got older. Again, some sort of change, in this case, the size of the child and the age of the child, changing over time. So we just talked about how get followed by an adjective changes the meaning to like become or transform or change in some way. Here's Eminem. We know Eminem. Hey, he's one of the greatest rappers of all time. Hi, Eminem, how you doing? Okay. Whoa, Eminem got bigger. Eminem was small, and then as he grew in popularity, he got bigger. Another way we use get is similar to arrive. I usually get to work at around 8. It's good to get to the airport a couple hours before your flight to make sure you have enough time. I left my house at 3:30 and got here at 5 o'clock. We also use get when returning from somewhere. I usually get back at around 8. I got home 2 hours later. We also use get when asking for directions. And you can see a pattern here. How do you get to the beach from here? How do you get to the freeway from your house? How do you get to the restaurant from the hotel? So we can see that pattern of getting to somewhere from somewhere else. That is by far the most common way to ask for directions in American English. The final context of get that we're going to analyze in this lesson is get as permission. And it's usually used similar to allowing somebody to do something. And it is generally followed by an infinitive in this context, not always, but most of the time. Let's take a look at some examples. Some people don't get to travel out of their home country. Maybe they don't have a passport, or their employer keeps their passport, or the government keeps their passport, or they don't have the economic means. So some people don't get to, they're not allowed to, they don't have the opportunity. Another example, this is a classic mom, dad talking to kid type thing. I told you, you don't get to eat dessert until you finish your vegetables. You're not allowed to eat dessert. Mom and dad aren't giving you permission to eat your dessert until you eat your vegetables first. We can also think of permission like access. So a lot of companies, you have to have a special badge to enter the company. You don't get to enter certain rooms unless you have access or authorization or you're a manager. If you were hoping to see an explanation for how to use get in, get out, get on, get off, then just check out the lesson with in, on, at. We go into detail in that lesson. And finally, some closing thoughts. First, hopefully this helps identify some patterns with ways we use get as a verb, how get is used when it's followed by an adjective, how it's used with arrive and permission, and a couple of other contexts that we went over. It's going to require some practice. This is generally not something you can see once and then remember forever, because there are a lot of different ways and contexts that we use it. But hopefully you can start noticing some of these different ways and some of these different structures. This did not include phrasal verbs that use get. We will have that in a different lesson. And again, as I mentioned before, if you are hoping to hear how to use get in, get out, get on, get off, then just check out the lesson with in, on, at, and you'll find the explanation. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments or ideas or suggestions, feel free to type them in the comment box below and I will respond to you. And now we will continue the class in Portuguese. Ok, gente, vamos começar com get. Eu sei que é muito chato porque tem muitas definições em muitos contextos, mas vamos começar a olhar. E a primeira coisa, e isso vai fazer mais sentido para vocês, porque vocês usam um motion-based language, mas a primeira coisa para lembrar é que em inglês se chama de um satellite-based language, que os verbos precisam de outras partes para fazer sentido e para completar as ações. Então, tipo, vocês falam eu desço as escadas. Tá, tudo bem, mas a gente fala eu go down the stairs. Tem go e depois tem outro ou preposição ou partículo para completar a ação. Então, é por causa disso que temos tantos phrasal verbs, tantos go to, go at, get in, get out. Tudo isso é porque é um satellite-based language, tá? Isso foi a primeira coisa que eu queria explicar e identificar, porque é o porquê. É o porquê que tem get to, get at e tudo isso, tá? Então, é porque nosso idioma é um satellite-based language. Outra coisa para lembrar. English é o que a gente chama SVO. Tem que ser subjeto, verbo, objeto. Tem algumas exceções que pode usar apenas sujeito e verbo, geralmente quando você está respondendo a uma pergunta. Mas com uma pergunta já tem contexto, já tem outras informações. Então, mas para formar uma sentença, tem que ter SVO. Não pode falar I like, I get. O americano está esperando. You like what? O que você gosta? You get what? Então, tem que lembrar que tem essas três partes, tá? Vamos começar com get como um verbo e as definições diferentes que pode usar. O primeiro jeito que a gente pode usar é como receber. Did you get the email I sent you? É igual que você recebeu. Igual. A segunda maneira que pode usar get é tipo comprar, adquirir, obter. Tipo, I'm going to get a new car next week. É tipo, eu vou comprar. Eu vou comprar um carro novo. Tá. Também temos tipo, eu sempre confundo levar e trazer. Mas aqui bring, tipo, alguém vai bring algo para você. E o mais comum é tipo no restaurante. Esqueci sua água. Eu vou pegar. A coisa, pegar é o mais próximo de get em português. Mas aqui, com bring, essa ideia de buscar algo e levar ou trazer para você. Mas pode falar, I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you. Eu vou pegar para você. Também temos to understand, para entender. I studied my English all day and now I totally get it. Lembra que tem que botar it. Não pode falar, I studied my English and now I totally get. Tem que get algo. Lembra que tem que ter objeto. I studied my English all day and now I totally get it. Ótimo. Segundo slide, Have é igual de have. Have ou I have got. São iguais. São vestígios de inglês antigo, tá? I've got. Mas pode falar, são igual. I have two dogs and a cat ou I've got two dogs and a cat. São iguais, mas o americano usa muito e mesmo que você não use, tem que saber para entender, tá? E finalmente, o último exemplo aqui, ou definição, é tipo grab, pick up, tipo, ah, I dropped my pencil. Can you get it for me? She dropped her keys. Can you get them for her? É tipo, de novo, pegar. Pode pegar as chaves para ela. Uma coisa interessante acontece quando tem get e depois um adjetivo. É tipo se virar, se transformar ou mudar em algum sentido. Vamos olhar em alguns exemplos. The car is starting to get dirty. You need to clean it. Está mudando de ser limpo para sujo, tá? Starting to get cold. Está trocando de ser ou quente ou morna para frio, tá? I hope he gets better soon. Estou esperando que ele fique melhor logo, né? Que ele melhora logo. Estamos esperando que ele mude de passando mal para passando bem. To get better. Também é muito comum com casamento e se casar. They are getting married. Porque eles estão mudando de ser solteiro para um casal, né? Também usamos muito quando você se perde, tá? I got lost when I traveled to Madrid. Eu fiquei perdido. Então a gente usa muito get com lost. E também temos essa ideia de também crescimento. The child got bigger as he got older. Ele mudou com respeito de tamanho e também com idade. Então, get bigger, got older, essa ideia de mudar de ou tamanho ou idade também. Também a gente usa para chegar, tá? A gente usa muito para chegar. Sim, pode falar I arrive at work at 9 o'clock, mas isso é quase uma proclamação. E é estranho, cara. Você não quer falar assim, I arrive at work. You get to work. I usually get to work at around 8 o'clock. Geralmente eu chego ao trabalho às 8 horas, mas a gente é muito comum falar get to. É a forma mais comum. What time do you get to work? I usually get to work at around 8. I left my house at 3:30 and got here at 5. I arrived at 5. Também usamos quando você está voltando de algum lugar. I usually get back at around 8. Lembra que não pode só falar get back, get to. Ou pode falar I got home 2 hours later. Eu voltei 2 horas depois. E também para pedir como chegar a um lugar. Com certeza, o jeito mais comum é com get. E olha no padrão. How do you get to the beach from here? How do you get to the freeway from your house? How do you get to the restaurant from the hotel? Então, pode ver um padrão aqui de get to and from. Get to, from. E isso é com certeza o jeito mais comum de pedir para, como se chama? Para pedir direções? Para pedir como chegar num lugar. É get to, from. How do you get to this place from someplace else? E também temos essa ideia de permissão e essa ideia de deixar alguém fazer algo. E geralmente, nesse contexto, vai seguir um infinitivo. Some people don't get to travel out of their home country. Pode ser que o governo tenha um passaporte ou simplesmente não tem passaporte, não tem como. Então, eles don't get to sair do país deles. Também pensa nos pais. Os pais, não, não, não. You don't get to eat dessert until you finish your vegetables. Eu ia falar legumes. Qualquer mãe, pai fala, não, não, não. Não pode comer a sobremesa até você terminar seus legumes. You don't get to. E isso é dando permissão. Também essa ideia de autorização ou permissão ou tem que ser gerente para entrar no lugar. You don't get to enter that room until you're a manager. Essa é a última definição que vamos analisar hoje. Beleza. Se você estava querendo ver como usar in, out, or get on, or get off, eu explico na aula com in, on, at. Então, se você estava a fim de aprender sobre isso, pode assistir a aula com in, on, at. Closing thoughts. Eu tomara que essa aula ajudou, mas vai precisar treinar. E como sempre, eu recomendo os flashcards. E eu espero que possa começar a perceber como get está usado nos vários sentidos, como verbo e get com adjetivo. Phrasal verbs vamos fazer em outra aula. E como eu falei, com get in, get out, get on, get off, assistir a aula com in, on, at. Muito obrigado, gente. Boa sorte e bons estudos.